Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am finally, after several months, filming my eyeshadow palette and random type of items collection. I think this will be the fourth video I've filmed in the Declutter series. I did it a long time ago and just put everything to the side, make sure I actually wanted to get rid of it, completely forgot to do it, and so now we're getting it done now. Let me go ahead and get started with the just top thing I grabbed. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Latte Palette. I really like the color story. I've used it a couple of times. I think I just have similar color stories in formulas that I liked slightly better. I'm just going to reach in here and grab things willingly. I have this Sigma Alice in Wonderland palette that I never used. I really like the color story, and for some reason, once I got it, did I even swatch it? No. Yeah, now I feel like I should keep it and at least try it, but if I haven't used it in all that time, I'm not going to use it now. It's a really cool palette, and I really liked the design and decor in it, but just didn't reach for it, so it's going to go. I'll put the lid back on it later. Let's see here. What else have I got? So I've got a couple palettes here. Actually, I've got a few Juvia's Place palettes. So this one is, I think it's is it the Duce or the Deuce? And I've swatched this a couple times. I think I've used a couple of the shades, but I just didn't reach for it that much. And another one is the Zulu. I love the artwork on these palettes. Really colorful. I think I reached for it once and then never again. And I know that there's somebody out there that will get more use out of it than I will. I have more. Let me find the rest of my Juvia's Place palettes and do all of them at once. I have a lot, but I also kept a lot. So let's go to the big one. This is the Magic palette, which I was so frantic to get my hands on. I really do like the color story. Again, just don't reach for it. Then I have the Berries little mini palette. So pretty. Don't reach for it. This is the Nubian Royal. Love the color story. Haven't used it once. I think maybe I swatched a couple of the shades. This is the Violets. And I'm honestly, I'm tempted to keep this one because I do like the color story. It's more of a cool toned purple. But I also haven't reached for it since I purchased it. I think I got it from Ulta. I don't know. Now I haven't used it, so let me just get rid of it. And then this is Vanessa with a collaboration with Juvia's Place. And I loved the packaging. I love the color story. I did swatch that shade once, but again, never reached for it. I have the Nubian and Coral palette. I have used this one a couple of times. I made some really nice eye looks, and again, just wasn't reaching for it. This is Nubian Earth. Oh, I really like this color story. I did wear this a couple of times, but I think I was just reaching for some of my other neutrals more. Oh, okay. This one might be hard to get. So this is the Warrior palette. This is my second one. This is the original Warrior palette that they had. And this is the second one. And after I got a second one, I just wasn't reaching for it as much. And I think it's because looks like you have all these different golds, but on my eye, they were giving me really, really similar looks. And I have other neutral palettes that have a little more variety. And this is the Warrior 3. I got it because of the packaging. It's so gorgeous. I like the color story inside. Never used it. And the last one from Juvia's Place is the Wahala. And this is another one where I saw the color story. I was like, oh, I have to have that. Still have the protective covering. Never used it. Never swatched it. It's gorgeous. And I'm sure somebody out there would get some actual use out of it. The ones that from Juvia's Place that I'm keeping are Warrior 2. That's my favorite from the series, and I'm on my second one of those. The mini chocolates, the Nomad palettes, and a couple other of the little mini ones I've kept. Do I have another Juvia's palette in here? Let's see. Yep, one more. The Rebel. Really nice green color story. Never worn it. Okay, let's see. I've got some Pat McGrath ones, and I was very shocked when I discovered I was ready to start decluttering some of these. So this is the Mothership Sublime Bronze Temptation. Ouch. And I did use this quite a bit when it first came out. It's so old now. Like, this just needs to be tossed. But I noticed that the quality of especially the shimmers, was just really bizarre and different from the big motherships. And then I realized years later, it wasn't made in the same Italian factory. I think these were made in the US somewhere. So the quality it was not the same, and it made it less exciting to use. I also have the, what is this one? I know it has a name on here somewhere. Let's see here. Rose Decadence, the Rose Decadence palette. Oh, it still has the protective covering on it. I think I used it once or twice. Again, same thing. The quality just didn't particularly wow me. And then I have these two from the Love collection that came out years ago. I have Velvet Liaison. Is this the all matte palette? Yeah. And I use this a couple of times. It's fine, but like if I'm going to reach for an all matte palette, I tend to reach for my Viseart ones. And zoom out a little bit. And the other one I have is the Sublime Seduction. This is that really warm toned palette. I think I wore it once, and the look I got was fine. It was pretty, but again, I can get a similar look from other palettes that have a little more oomph to them. Next, I have the Alamar Cosmetics palette. I was wanting to get my hands on this so bad. I saw people doing looks with this, and I loved it. I got my hands on it and swatched it, and then didn't wear it. It's the story of my life. So I have a couple of Viseart palettes here. I don't even want to open this one because like the shades are starting to break apart. It's really well used. I don't know if you can tell. There's big dips in a lot of the colors. This color was used almost completely up. Huge dips, almost hit pan, and it's just super, super old now. So this one is just time to toss. I guess we'll put that here. And then I have the neutral mattes. Again, I hit pan, big dips in a lot of these, and then the case cracked. So every time I open it, like little shards of the casing breaks into this palette. So I wasn't going to play with that. So I just bought a new one in the new packaging. But I love that palette. I used it all the time. Again, you can see the dips in it. I have the Huda Beauty Love Fest. I got this again for the packaging. I did like the color story. I did swatch it, and they were really pretty. But I never reached for it. And here's another Pat McGrath. This is the Deep Space Divinity Quad. And this was, I purchased back when I thought I had to own everything from the brand. So here is that. I don't want to blind you guys. Color story right there. I have this color story in a lot of different palettes that I reach for. This one is basically unused, so I can pass this along to somebody that will actually get some use and enjoyment out of it. Oh, I have another palette from Dominique Cosmetics. This is the Latte palette. I bought this from Beautylish, and I really, really love the color story, and I did use this a few times, but I have to say, it just wasn't as pigmented as I needed it to be. I love the color story. If this color story had come with more pigmentation, just maybe a better formula, I would still be using it because I love it. But yeah, it was just a lot of effort for not a lot of payoff. And then I have some here from Colored Rain. The first one is Safari Rain. I saw Jackie Ina talking about this palette. I had to have it. I had to get my hands on it. It's a beautiful color story. It, actually, now that I'm looking at it, because I don't think I've ever actually worn it. Oh, and I do like those grungy tones. Ooh, should I give it a try? Okay, maybe I'll give this one a try. We'll see. I'll put it to the maybe pile. Another one from Colored Rain with Power. And I loved the purple color story on this. I used to wear purple shadows all the time, but I just really don't that much anymore. So that can go. I have a Anastasia Beverly Hills blush kit. And I did use this a bit, but I just have other blushes that I think suit my skin tone better. This was a little, just kind of, these shades right here kind of made me look a little bruised. So I don't know if it was just my undertone. I have a golden olive undertone it just didn't work for. Not sure. I have a couple little singles and things here. I have this MAC glitter from some holiday kit. I don't know. I've never worn it. I don't like putting glitter on my eyes. I don't mind glittery eyeshadows, but just straight up glitter, I'm not putting in that effort. I have a Pat McGrath single shadow in the shade Burnished Honey. Really pretty. I've used it a couple times. And another one in the shade Purple Rain. Also really pretty. Used it never. And a Urban Decay Diamond Dog Moon Dust shadow. I have another one. I'm never going to get through it. So this backup one can go to someone who might actually get some use out of it. Okay. Oh. I've got some more Pat McGrath here. So I've got, let's start with the Pat McGrath one. So here's another one of her mini Mothership palettes. This is Bronze Ambition. This one is the one I think I got some of the most use out of. I have the Platinum Bronze. Is that what it's called? Because it came in threes, right? They did this one, the one that looks like the mini Subversive, and the one that looks like the mini Subliminal. I still have and reach for that one, the Subliminal one. I never bought the Subversive one. So this was a nice, like, neutral golden brown color story. I reached for this actually quite a bit. To me, this was the one of the best formulas out of the three. The Subliminal one was also really good, but I feel like all the ones that came after this initial, like, mini type of launch just weren't as good. I have this Anastasia Beverly Hills Moonchild Glow Kit with all these colorful highlighters. I used them for some editorial type looks years ago when I used to do that. And I just don't anymore. I think, getting older, I just don't have the time, energy, or desire that often to do anything like that. I have an Anastasia eyeshadow palette that I don't think I've ever used this one. I think I found this at Marshalls or TJ Maxx. This is Prism. And then two Urban Decay On the Run, those mini palettes that they had. The purple one is called Bailout. And I thought these were so cute. And I loved the, the little mini color story. And I think I tried this on once. And it was okay. And then I also had the Detour, which I actually, see, every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I should keep it. I love that color story. I really do. But I don't reach for it, so why would I keep it? Not to mention it's old. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those. Okay, next box. Oh, more Pat McGrath. So I have this holiday palette. This is the Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity. Gosh, those mirrors are huge. So this is great. I did wear it a couple of times, but I don't know. I don't know why I didn't reach for it more, because I have a ton of Pat McGrath still. I have all the motherships except for the newest one. I have a lot of quads. I reach for those all the time. I've got big dips. I've even gone through, I'm on my second Midnight Sun palette. So if there's a reason why I'm not reaching for some over the others, I don't know, but you know, I have plenty others to choose from. So I figured it's time to just let it go. Oh, the Subculture palette. I bought this when it like came back. I feel like it went out and then they brought it back, and then I got it because I had FOMO. And I did like the color story, but man alive, I was really struggling to make looks that I liked. Like, I didn't have as many problems as some people were having with like it getting super muddy super quick, and I think it's because I wasn't using that many shades. But overall, the experience using that palette was not awesome, and the looks I got weren't worth the effort. Right? I had lots of other palettes to choose from to get those kind of grungier looks. And I don't know why that's in there. I'm going to hold on to that. Okay, so here I've got some Natasha Denona. This is the Star palette. So old, I don't even think this is even being made anymore. This is like the original formulation. I've got some dips in some of the shades, and then some of the shades in here aren't even the original shades anymore. I kind of plucked out the ones I wanted and put them in a custom case. I thought the formulation, especially on the light side, wasn't great. Like, it wasn't like the other Natasha Denona palettes I'd had, and the kind of warmer earthy side was fine, but overall it didn't wow me. Another Natasha Denona palette I have here is Sunrise. I just had to have this when it came out. Again, this was back when I felt like I had to buy everything from the brand. And I did use it a couple of times, but the color story just wasn't my jam. So I'm going to pass that along. Here is the Sunset palette. Again, this is what I don't know if it's made anymore, maybe on her site. I don't know. You can see how many of the shades are missing. I actually used up a lot of these shades. This one I hit pan on. A lot of the shades that used to be in here, gone or moved to other palettes and used up. I got my money's worth out of this palette. I almost bought another one because I liked it so much. But the formula on some of the mattes especially was a little crumbly. And other things were coming out that had similar color stories but better formulas, so I just never got another one. But I love the Sunset palette. I used it up. I beat it up. It was well worth the money. Here is the Lila palette. Super old. I actually have a backup. So super old. I popped out a couple of the old shades. Maybe I put them back in. No, I feel like this shade is not the original one, but you can see big dips in here. I wore this a lot, and eventually it expired. The quality started going down, which is when I got a backup for it, because I love this color story and I liked the quality, and I always liked my looks when I reached for that one. This is the Tropic palette. I did not like this. I thought the quality was not great. The shimmers and this Sahara shade I popped out and put into another palette because I did like it. But I felt like the mattes were just too light and too pastel for my skin tone. And the shimmers were just hard panning, not great. It wasn't a good release in my opinion. So it just didn't get used much. So that can get tossed. And the last thing I have here is from Melt Cosmetics. The Amor, what does that say? Mariposas. I think it's like the butterfly. Yeah, Amor y Mariposas palette. Go ahead and open this up. It's so pretty, and it's heavy too. This is a heavy palette. The covering is so pretty. And again, you can see I've never used it. Oh, okay, maybe I will give this a chance. I got it like, I don't know if it just like popped back up on their site on clearance, So I got it for a really good price and then promptly forgot about it. I don't think I've even swatched a couple of the shimmers. Maybe I should give it another chance because I do like the color story. I like those kind of grungier muted greens. And sometimes now the melt formula for me is really, really hit or miss. I have a couple palettes that I really enjoy and others that I love the color story, but the shimmers are really difficult to work with, or sometimes the mattes are really inconsistent and kind of just blend to nothing. So that's a little frustrating. But so far, this is my eyeshadow palette declutter. Let me try to get a better view here. So these are the, again, eyeshadow palettes, a couple of random things that I am decluttering from my collection. They've been sitting in a box for a few months while I made a decision. And except for the couple that I pulled out, I think I did pretty good. I'll want to do another declutter. I still have a small box of eyeshadow palettes that I wasn't sure if I wanted to declutter or not, but I was really just trying to have a more curated makeup collection of products that I'm actually going to be reaching for, using up, and then even potentially, wow, it's early and I need breakfast, potentially wanting to repurchase in the future. So I'm glad to get rid of these and get them, out of my space. And then again, some of the really old ones, they were good, but I used them for as long as I could before they expired and the quality started to degrade on me. I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.